was in a hurry to sign up. Maybe my hand was cold.
Maybe I'm just not looking right today.
Joe, no problem. Thanks for having the meeting. Thanks for the opportunity to talk. I'm gonna start out saying something real positive, cutting into my time here. I want to applaud you guys for allocating some money for the emergency services for the fire companies. There was a big debate about a proposed fire fee, which the way the law was explained here in this room would have been against the law. The way you guys did it is the right way, because the tax money you guys have to dispose of is collected by assessment lawfully. So, good on that one. I'm here to speak in opposition to your writing letter of support for the pipeline, in opposition to the pipeline in general. One of the things that we started the meeting was expressing our support for liberty and justice. One of the most fundamental liberties that this country was founded to protect is the right to own property. The bottom line at the end of all my other objections about the pipeline, and maybe the most serious one, is that if this pipeline project is approved, it will have the power of eminent domain, which means that they can take your land whether you want to sell it to them or not. Yes, they have to compensate you, but you won't have very much voice in what you get paid. A whole set of county commissioners lost their jobs only a few years ago through supporting a project which was going to take land by eminent domain. So the sentiment of the county has been, and continues to be, in favor of the right to own private property, which this project threatens. Yes, not in my backyard, because I live in the middle of the county, not all the way up north, but we all need to stand up for each other's liberties, and the main legitimate function of any government is to protect the people's rights and liberties, not to take them away. From my reading about this pipeline, the whole project, I believe, has been represented under false pretenses. I think this was called, early on, this was called Eastern Reliability and Supply Project, something like that. And that is intended to imply that the gas is for consumption in the eastern area of the United States, and I think that's false. And the reason I think that's false is because it was also revealed in an early article I read in the Pocahontas Times about it that there will be an interconnection between this proposed new pipeline and an existing one which goes to the great deepwater port of Hampton Roads in Virginia. Everybody probably knows that energy prices in this country historically and today are lower than in most other parts of the world. If there is an opportunity to get this gas to a port for export, it will not be a matter of decision for Dominion, for the nice guys who care about us. It will be their obligation to their stockholders to sell the gas in the most expensive market that they can sell it in. So it will not lower the price of fuel for anybody here. If anything, it will raise it by exposing our domestic supply to the international market. This gas is not going to be available to us, or perhaps to anybody in the eastern seaboard, because of that interconnection. That hasn't been talked about, but it was recognized that that will exist. So we have a fundamental lie in the original framing of the project, which I think should cast a little bit of doubt on anything else that the proponents of the pipeline tell us. As far as the possibility of jobs, certainly everybody needs to support themselves, and everybody needs to be free to try to support themselves, but I don't think there is any rational argument which would show that this pipeline will create or bring any durable jobs to the area. We have a county with a small population, a mostly elderly population. Yes, there are some young people that are trying very hard to make it, but we don't have a large pool of people experienced in pipeline construction. Look at the recent Marlinton Water Project extension. And this is a question I don't really know. Were local people hired for that project? It's my impression it was a contractor from Charleston somewhere that came in to build that. That's what's going to happen with a bigger pipeline. Some experienced crew is going to come in from Texas or from Oklahoma or Colorado. They're going to patronize our motels and beer joints and whorehouses for a short period of time, and then they're going to be gone. So
John,
I don't see any...
I hate to interrupt you. You can sum it up because you're over the limit.
Thank you, Mr. Beard. The bottom line is this. Oh, well, I'll just end up talking about a couple of cute little quotes. We had someone talk about keeping the lights on. Well, I'd like to hear an explanation of how piping our natural gas to a port and selling it to China and Japan is going to keep any lights on in this country. It's a nice slogan that the utility company likes, but I don't really see a rational connection. And I also heard a little slogan, let's help the next generation. And I also would challenge the person who dropped that little touchy-feely phrase to explain how this pipeline will help anybody's next generation. I'm opposed. I think you guys should turn around and write a letter of opposition. Thank you very much.